Hi and welcome back to Food Related. In today's video, I'm just going to take you around our food forest and show you what's happened in just 6 months of growth. So what I'm going to do is just walk you around the food forest and show you where we've got to in just 6 months. So we've planted a lot of fruit trees, especially ones where we want their roots to tap down during our winter where it's a lot wetter, and we've planted a heap of chop and drop plants. So I'm just going to take you around and show you some of the stuff we've been up to. So we're really happy with how this has started off, and although they might look like a lot of weeds, actually most of them aren't weeds. They're plants that we've planted for chop and drop, where we can grow them, chop them down and use them as a living mulch, and they're just going to add a lot of not only nitrogen back into the soil, but also going to help mulch even further and keep the weeds down. So we've got some broad beans here, we've got some borage, we've got some pigeon pea. If we swing around, we've got some avocados here, we've got some comfrey in here, and as we swing round, you can see this borage is really kicking off. So the bees, even though we're in middle of winter here, the bees have been getting into the flowers. It's a bit quiet right now. Here we put in like a green manure crop, and it's just popping up in this little bed. We've got some more avocados here that are protected, and along here we've just got a variety of different things that we've planted, but around those we've planted those chop and drop plants. We've got a lot of lupins all over the place. So these are lupins, and what we'll do is just before they start flowering, we'll start chopping them. So recently we had some pretty heavy wind. These are kind of almost taking themselves down. The papayas are doing really well. We haven't had a frost yet. Last winter we didn't even have a frost. So I'm hoping, because I've got a bit of cover here, that these papayas, and I've got coffee in here and another papaya, they should be fine. A bit more lupins. Our bananas are really kicking on. So that's a dwarf Cavendish, this one. If I swing round, got a heap more lupins, some of that green manure crop. And this borage over here, this one's absolutely pumping. So again, a very good chop and drop crop, but also brilliant for bringing in beneficial insects. We've got some broad beans here, and they're going to be really good for fixing some nitrogen into our soil. So if I just swing you over this side, something we are really happy about is how our mulching has worked. So this paddock was pretty much kikuyu, which is a really kind of strong grass, which is great because it's quite drought tolerant. However, we don't want that in our food forest. So it's been really good to see that our cardboard mulching has got rid of most of it. So the only real weeds that are popping through, I say weeds, the plants that are popping through are carrot weed. And as you can see over here, we've got another pile of mulch. So we're going to be mulching on top again throughout this winter, and we're going to get a heap more in from our local arborist. And yeah, it's looking good. The Missy Lukey is really kicking on. This one we've only just put in. So some other crops we've got for not only edible, but a bit of chop and drop. We've got some rhubarb, different varieties of rhubarb. We've still got heaps of lupins popping up everywhere. I think I just threw the seeds out. We've got some nasturtiums in different places. Here you can see a few nasturtiums popping up around this mulberry tree. Got our kind of low grow blend, which is actually really pumping at the moment with loads of flowers, considering we're mid-winter and we have had some quite cold nights. It's going well. So we've put in comfrey in quite a few places. You can see some comfrey in here, and that's going to really provide us with a heap of not only nitrogen fixing, but a heap of mulch we can use. So we're training up some passion fruit around our kind of entrance ways here. We've got another one over there. Struggling a little bit, this one, but I'm sure as this weather starts to warm up, it'll really kick on. So our food forest is based in Whangarei in northern New Zealand. So it's kind of like a temperate climate. Not quite, I mean, some people say subtropical. I wouldn't say it's that subtropical in the winter. Where we are, our positioning, we're kind of inland from the coast. We get quite a few frosts annually, and although it's very hot in the summer, Our average winter temperatures can be somewhere between 14 and 15, but sometimes we can have days where it might be 5 to 10 degrees. So this allows us to grow quite a few subtropical plants, but we just need to be careful about where we put them. So it may be that we need to use our shelter that we've got at the back here to really protect some of those more subtropical plants. So for the most part, we haven't had to put a heap of work in here. Obviously at the very beginning when we were laying out all the cardboard and mulching on top, that was quite a bit of work, but luckily there's some great friends who came and helped out. But now it's just a case of putting in a little bit more work over the winter. We're going to do a lot of mulching with this extra mulch we've got here, and we're going to get even more coming in, and we're just going to try to put in this work in this early stage, and that is going to give us some more downtime later on, hopefully. So a lot of the main plants are in. As spring comes along, we've got a lot more stuff to put in, some of the smaller shrubs and a lot more of the flowers, but this at the moment isn't really the great time of year to do that here. So this is our 6-month progress video. So we've gone from this to this, which we're pretty happy about. So if you're keen to follow this journey a bit further, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new.